Hey guys, Jonathan here, and I am making it a New York City tradition to always come by and see my good buddy Vincent Zarzolo right here at Metropolis Collectibles in New York City, home of Comic Connect. They have so much going on, but I want to turn it over to Vincent as we look at literally some of the rarest comic books you will ever see in your life.
First of all, what an incredibly exciting surprise visit from Jonathan. It's just awesome to have him here. And we have an incredible auction coming up on Comic Connect. It starts on August 25th and runs through the week of September 14th. And what's amazing about this auction is we were able to acquire a consignment from Canada. It's called the True North Collection. A collector put together close to 200 vintage comic books ranging from the 1930s to present day, all first appearances and all number ones. And I'm going to kick it off with this awesome copy, 9.4 copy of Fantastic Four 52, which premieres the first African superhero in the Marvel Universe, Black Panther.
And that is just amazing. I mean, where are you going to see a 9.4?
It's a super tough book and very, very high demand. Obviously, the Black Panther movie's incredibly popular. I remember watching videos of people leaving the movie after seeing it with tears in their eyes. And I went to see it. It was an incredible movie. And it really, really punched up the Marvel Cinematic Universe to the next level. It was parts James Bond, parts superhero. It was just incredible. And here you have his first appearance. Jack Kirby and Stan Lee created Black Panther. And actually what's interesting, in the original art to Black Panther, the original drawing, he had a cutout for his mouth.
Oh, interesting.
And they said, you know what, we like it better if he has a full mask on.
Yeah.
And I think they made the right choice because Black Panther's iconic.
With this look, he'd look a lot like Batman with that. And I think that's one of the cool things too, like the way that Iron Man was drawn at the time. You got a little bit of emotion in the eyes, but also like Darth Vader, the fact that you don't really ever truly see their expression leaves you guessing so much. But
interestingly enough, you mentioned Darth Vader. Darth Vader was inspired. George Lucas was inspired by a very famous Marvel villain. Does anybody know who that villain is?
I know.
Go ahead. Who is it?
It's Dr. Doom.
That's right. That's right. And I remember being a kid seeing the first Star Wars movie and going, that guy looks like Dr. Doom. I remember saying that as a little boy, and it's true.
And it's kind of fun too that it's like self-referential, because the first Star Wars comics, Darth Vader has a little bit of a green tint because of the way they have to do black on, ink like that. So
now, interestingly enough, do you know what Darth Vader means?
Isn't it Dark Father?
Yes.
Yes.
So they gave it away in the freaking name.
Yeah.
I remember walking past a storefront in Manhattan which had Happy Father's Day in different languages, and it said Vader, and I went, what? That's Dutch for father? Darth is dark? Oh my God. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But speaking of Fantastic Four, I've got another fantastic book to show you.
You say that again.
Speaking of Fantastic Four, I've got another fantastic book to show you. And here we go.
Oh my God.
This is Fantastic Four, number 48, part of the Silver Surfer Galactus trilogy. This is the first appearance of Silver Surfer and Galactus. And it is just such an incredibly important storyline, and obviously used in the new movie. Which I really enjoyed. Fantastic Four First Steps I thought was just so fun.
It was like watching a 60s comic book come to life.
Yes,
it was so cool.
Yeah.
And we got to look at the back of these too. I don't know that we'll be able to look at the back of every one for time, but just not only do the ads just speak to the era they're from, but when you're looking at a 9.4 book like this, seeing, the coloring and how it pops and just the condition, I mean, seeing a 9.4 book like this is just out of this world.
What I also love about this cover is you've got Uatu, the Watcher, on the cover, which is so cool. They're a great character. Now we're going to move over to the DC universe, and I picked this book out. It's a great True North collection book. It's Brave and the Bold 54. This is the first appearance of Teen Titans. I love Teen Titans. Teen Titans Go, the animated series, the comic books, and I love the series, the Teen Titans live action series. It's incredible. This is a 9.6 copy. This will be up for auction again in the Comic Connect event auction 63 that's starting in August and ends in the September 14th week. And this is going to be incredible too, because it's not an easy book to find, and it's very, very popular.
And again, the grades on all the ones we've looked at so far being above 9.5s It's just
yeah,
unreal.
994, 96. Now, one of the other things, we don't have them here right now, but if you go online to ComicConnect.com, you'll see the True North collection. There's Marvel Comics #1, Batman #1, Superman #1, Captain America #1, Submariner #1, All-American 16, which is one of the rarest DCs. It's the first appearance of the Golden Age Green Lantern. All those books are restored to a 9.4 or better condition. They're the best of the best, restored by Matt and Emily Myers, two of the best restoration experts that have ever lived. And they're gorgeous, and you got to go online to Comic Connect and take a look at those. You're gonna have your socks are gonna get knocked off. It's gonna be a truly epic event auction for us. So we also, by the way, have the first appearance of Batman Detective Comics 27, CGC graded 8.5, also restored, but again, beautifully restored. It's gonna be amazing.
So how many are you picking up?
I'll take one of each.
Okay, fantastic. You start bidding today.
Check out this one too.
Yeah,
Oh
let's
my
put this one.
gosh.
Now I picked this next comic book out. It's a Police Comics #1. It's only a 1.5, which is a very low grade. But this is a comic book you don't see very often. It's the first appearance of Plastic Man. Now, Plastic Man is one of those stretch characters. You got Mr. Fantastic is the most famous one, but Plastic Man came way before him. You also have, oh gosh, what's his name? Elastic Man? Yeah, Elastic Man.
Elongated Man?
Elongated Man, thank you. Boy, oh boy. They're going to take away my comic dealer badge. It's been a long day, I'll tell you, folks. So, this is Police Comics #1. And again, this is a great book, super rare. You just never see this book available for sale. But this will be on the auction as well. And now we're going to move from the 1940s to the 1970s. This is such a great book. This is the first appearance of Blade the Vampire Hunter, one of my favorite Marvel movie characters. When I saw the first Blade movie, I was blown away. I love the opening scene at the rave with the blood coming out of the water sprinklers. It's just such an iconic scene, and I love the fact that they brought him back in the Wolverine versus Deadpool movie. That was pretty awesome.
And the colors on this just pop
Is a 9.8 highest graded copy, tied highest graded copy, and this will be up for auction as well on Comic Connect.
Wow. That is amazing. And again, just to look at the back, I mean, look how bright and vibrant that is. That is unbelievable.
Last but not least, for our auction preview, we have Jonathan's favorite character, Ant-Man. And this is a CGC graded 8.0. Very, very tough book to find a nice grade. The Man in the Anthill. He's not wearing his costume in this issue, but this is his first appearance. Henry Pym.
Yeah, that is so cool. And it's a great comic, too. I've actually read this one, of course, not a vintage one, but being the Hank Pym connoisseur I am, it is fascinating that, like, it's almost more like a horror story, like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, of him, you know, learning to navigate these giant ants. And as the story progresses throughout the comics, he realizes that this little misadventure could actually be turned into something a little more powerful, and then come the Pym particles in the suit, and of course the Avengers not too terribly long after. But that is absolutely amazing.
Super fun book. Wow. Yeah. And you know, when I started dealing, this was always one of the tougher #1's first appearances to get, and just so exciting to have this. Now, I've been doing this almost 40 years as a dealer, and it never grows old for me. Every day is so exciting, so much fun. You never know what's going to walk in the door. We're constantly buying. We just bought an entire collection of 120 boxes of comics, and it's just been insane. We're on a roll right now, and it's just been so much fun.
That is amazing. Well, thank you so much for showing us those. I think
Yeah.
we actually have some more to look at, too.
Yeah, we have tons of other books, but there's one more from the auction that I wanted to show you before we get into our regular for sale items. Now, this is a very, very rare item. This is called Superman, the Man of Tomorrow, and it's from 1939. And it's a very strange shape and very odd looking piece. Now, this was a promotional piece from 1939, shortly after the premiere of Superman in Action Comics #1. And this was used, if you take a look, to promote the idea of newspaper strips about Superman. So they would show these to the guys at the newspaper saying, hey, would you like to start running these syndicated strips of Superman? And this is the promotional piece that helped them to sell Superman as a strip in the newspapers. It's so cool. There you go. There he is. There he is, a little boy holding up. Yeah.
That is
so
incredible.
I've been doing this for almost 40 years, and this is the first copy I've ever seen, which just gives you an idea as to how rare it is. And I've bought and sold more Action #1s, more Detective 27s, more All-American 16s, more Captain America #1s, more Marvel #1s, more you name it, than this book. This is my first time selling it, which doesn't happen to me very often. Super cool.
That is absolutely amazing. Oh my gosh, I mean, speechless is an understatement. Look how crazy. Wow.
It's quite thrilling to have these. I can't wait to see how well it does in the auction.
You know what brought me to New York for this trip was the Peacemaker premiere, which was last night.
Oh,
so
wow.
we're looking at something James Gunn has probably never even seen himself.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. How was it?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It's neat how they're like tying it into the new DCU, and when the episode starts, this isn't a spoiler, when the episode starts, there's like a previously seen on, and that is the canon. Because there's a lot of things in the first season that like won't line up now.
Right, like
but
the Justice League showing up at the end?
exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say what's shown in this. I could, and it really wouldn't be a spoiler, but I'm not going to out of fairness.
Yeah.
But it's really cool, like how they've lined everything up. And,
I love the first season.
Yeah.
And I think John Cena has come a long way from his beginnings as a movie star, and what he's doing is just next level type of work.
And he owns this character.
Comedic timing is he's just fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's such a fun series.
Yeah. Well, speaking of fun, this is just unbelievable. Wow. All right, so here we are again with even more awesome stuff. Now, this stuff isn't quite auction stuff. This is actually things that people can go to your site and buy right now.
Yes, these items are for sale at conventions on our online site. And if you come to our gallery here in New York City, you can come visit us. This is all can be found on metropoliscomics.com or comicconnect.com. This is incredible. So Action Comics #1, the first appearance of Superman from 1938. There are only about 100 complete copies in the world. Now, if you can't afford a complete copy, or if you happen to find a bunch of pages, you can now start selling these pages. They become incredibly popular. As you can see, this one's almost $35,000, and this is the quintessential Action 1 page that you must have. This has got the origins, got the image from Action Comics cover with Superman with the green car over his head, and it's just incredibly rare to find. To give you some perspective on how much people want this stuff, I once had a bag of shavings that had fallen off a brittle Action #1, and I sold them in a baggie, and I think they sold each bag sold for a few $100s. This is 10 years ago. We did it as a gag, and people loved it.
People loved it.
So you have shavings from an Action 1.
Another thing that's neat about this is, the more you collect comics and the more you look at them, not every iconic cover is actually a panel from the comic. Like,
That's
a lot
true.
of times it's just a thing to sell the book. So in some ways, this is actually kind of a rare circumstance where the iconic thing from the cover is retold, or actually told, maybe for that matter, in the actual book. So it's rare on rare on rare.
Yeah, and this one is for sale right now, but it may find its way into an upcoming Comic Connect event auction. So keep your eyes on our site, maybe sooner than you think.
You never know. Wow. So we've got even more books here. I'm very excited about this one.
So look, Action Comics 252. This is the first appearance of Supergirl. The reason I pulled this out is because obviously in the latest Superman movie, you have a cameo appearance. I think I can say that now. We're not spoiling
you're
anything.
good, yeah.
If you haven't seen Superman yet, shame on you. So here's her first appearance. Incredibly popular comic book and very tough to get in any type of grade above, I'd say, a 4. So this is a 7.5, an incredibly high grade for this title issue. Yeah, there you go. Kara L. Yeah, this is one of the most important super characters in the world of DC Comics.
That is so cool. And as I love to point out, look at the colors on the back too. It's so beautiful. That just pops. So cool.
And the next one is another really, really amazing book.
my God.
This is from 1939. Superman was so popular in Action Comics that they gave him his own title, Superman #1, which actually reprinted the first 4 Superman stories from Action 1, 2, 3, and 4. And here you have it with this beautiful yellow iconic cover. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous comic book. We are always excited to have Superman #1s in stock, and it's not very easy anymore to keep them in stock. They go very quickly.
This one got me a little misty-eyed being in the presence. That is just unreal. And again, this is kind of my gimmick today. You got to look at the back.
Well,
if you've seen a DC project recently, though,
but you also might be wondering, why is it a 1.0? And it does have a piece missing here, but this is the piece that they used in the intro of all the DC movies now. It's got Superman breaking the change.
Cool. Wow, that is unbelievable.
What is it like to have that in your hands, man?
It's super, man.
I see what he did there.
So cool.
Look, and again, I've been doing this for a long time. I love comic books, but every time I get a Superman #1, Batman #1, first Spider-Man, first X-Men, it's just a thrill. If you love comic books, if you've loved them since you were a kid, you understand what this means. It's just like you're holding a piece, an artifact, a historical artifact, a pop culture artifact, and I love it.
I am holding a historical pop culture artifact like that. And you were saying about some #1s and first appearances.
Yeah,
I think there might be a couple yet.
And there's more.
Oh my.
So we'll put up the nicest copy that we have right now. This is Amazing Fantasy number 15, the first appearance of Spider-Man. And if you like that, boom, we got 2 more. So Spider-Man's my favorite character. The year's 1962, and as many copies as I can get, I want to buy. So if you have any more to sell out there in comic world, call us up. We're ready to buy your Amazing Fantasy 15s. So these are for sale, and we bring them to conventions, and we had a great San Diego Comic-Con this year. We sold a 5.0 copy for $50,000 at San Diego Comic-Con. It was really exciting. We picked up this copy and this copy at San Diego Comic-Con. So, you know, it's always fun to go to these shows. The cosplay is amazing. The amount of people there, it's incredible. And the array of vintage collectibles, comic books, artwork, toys, things of that nature. Really, really cool. Yeah, and you can see Jonathan, back cover Pushkar, is here to show us what it's all about. Spider-Man. First Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. My favorite character in all of comics.
Oh man, that is so cool. Wow. That is unreal.
Good.
I'm gonna put these here, and then I'm gonna put these right there.
Okay.
Just to make us
No problem.
Oh my goodness.
Here we go, guys.
Gosh.
This is Batman #1. Batman was the second superhero. So DC Comics, they get Superman and they say, we need another character. What are we going to do? And say, find this guy named Bob Kane, and he and Bill Finger come up with this great character, Batman and Robin. And this is the first self-titled issue of Batman. And to me, like, getting to see one of these and getting to hold one of these is, again, it's just such a thrill, because Batman's probably, for all of us, is near and dear to our heart. Whether you're a Superman fan, a Spider-Man fan, Batman, all the great movies from Michael Keaton, and even the Adam West and Burt Ward TV show, and then you have Christian Bale, and you have all these great actors playing this character, and it's thrilling. It really is. Now, what's also really special about Batman #1, not only is the first self-titled issue for Batman, but it also showcases, quite possibly, the most important supervillain in all of comic books. Now, you know, there's Doctor Doom, and there's Thanos, and there's Apocalypse, and there's, you name it, but then there's the Joker. And this is the first time the Joker ever appears in a comic book. And one other character makes her first appearance, probably one of the most popular and famous super villainesses. Is that even a term? We're gonna make it a term.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, Catwoman. This is the first appearance of Catwoman. They call her the Cat in the first issue. Really, really exciting.
I think
love
he's
this.
starstruck.
I mean, look how cool this is. It tells you to cut out and frame. It was like a signed photo from Batman and Robin. And this might be lost on a lot of younger viewers, but back in, I mean, really just the beginning of the century, up until the 1960s, even if the autograph wasn't real, there were a lot of opportunities from the 30s, 40s, and 50s where you could get like cards out of a machine and it would be like Elvis or other, you know, prominent figures in society, and they would have just printed on facsimile autographs, and that was a big deal. Again, really just the first half of the century there. All the Beatles trading cards from the 1960s had like fake Beatle autographs on them. And that was just such a huge part of collecting back then that has kind of been lost today. I mean, you know, you see it a little bit, but that was everywhere back then. So to see that on the back of Batman #1, I've actually literally never seen that. So I discovered that as you did here on camera.
I've never seen anybody focus on back covers as much as this guy.
I'm going to display all my books this way. Wow.
All right, we've got another special book for you, Jonathan.
All right.
This is something you asked for. This is the first ever appearance of Two-Face, one of the most important villains in the pantheon of the Rogues Gallery for Batman.
My favorite DC villain of all time.
What makes
Really?
it your favorite?
Yeah, my favorite. I absolutely love how all of Batman's villains, there have been like interesting papers and studies written on this, but all of Batman's, you know, iconic villains, the first ones, are hyper inflated versions of things that Batman has wrong with him. So Batman's call to morality and justice is inflated in Two-Face by the fact that sometimes if the coin lands a certain way, Two-Face is the original Harvey Dent, but if the coin lands the wrong way, he's Batman on one bad day. And so you can really, there's a lot of cool papers out there and books written on this of how that is, but I love the fact that Two-Face is a villain that, yes, he's absolutely insane and pushed over the edge of insanity, but not quite like all the other villains, because there's a 50-50 chance that Harvey Dent still exists there. And I just absolutely love that about the character. And I don't know if when these books were written, if they were thinking that deeply about them, but at the point that so many of these characters have been around for almost 100 years now, and I mean, we just looked, right? The first issue of Batman has Batman, Robin, Catwoman, and the Joker in it, all four of which you could argue are the most four iconic heroes and villains in all of Batman history, and they got it right in the first issue. So they were absolutely onto something with these early villains, and I mean, just Two-Face, come on, just legendary. And even on the cover, it's really cool here how we don't quite see who we're talking about yet. You wouldn't know that he's, you know, deformed or anything. It's just well, that's why you gotta buy the books and read them.
I always thought of Two-Face as being kind of a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde type of character. But I liked your take on it, and I have to now go out and read these different papers.
I used to carry a Two-Face coin with me for about 5 years. I had it with me everywhere I went.
That's awesome.
Not that I made any decisions with it, I just love the character. Am I gonna buy this book today? Heads, I do.
Exactly.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you for flowing that.
Of course, yeah. And we got more.
What's on the back cover, my friend?
This one's actually pretty cool. Tootsie Rolls. That's amazing. Wow.
Do they still sell Tootsie Rolls?
They do. Well, they still make them. I don't know if they still sell them, but
Yeah.
they do still make them.
All right. Now, we talked about Bob Kane and Bill Finger, creators of Batman. Now we're going to talk about one of the architects of the Marvel Universe. And this is the first time he ever wrote a comic book. Well, he wrote a story in the comic book. This is Captain America #3. And it's the first time Stan Lee ever wrote in a published comic book. It's a 2-page text story. There's no artwork, it's just 2 pages of text. And it's just, again, what I consider a piece of pop culture history, the very beginnings of the illustrious career of Stan the Man Lee. It's a great cover in and of itself.
Yeah.
I love the yellows, and I love the use of the Red Skull there, and there's also these cool bondage covers. And yes, Jonathan, it even has a cool back cover.
That's so cool. I want to believe that every comic chosen today was also chosen for its back cover.
Yeah, that's how I selected them all.
Yeah. That is so cool. And just the stylized art of the time, Cap's shield having a slightly different color variation on it. It's just so cool. You know, at this time and place, they were still figuring out everything.
And poor Bucky, always tied to a bomb. He's in a lot of trouble, this poor guy.
No wonder he turned into the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, hey, Cap, could I get a shield too?
That is unbelievable.
All right, now. I had a thrilling time at a convention at St. John's University earlier this year, and I got to meet Vincent D'Onofrio, the actor who stars as the Kingpin in the Daredevil series. And this is the first issue of Daredevil in a 9.4 condition. Just unbelievable. Near mint copy of Daredevil #1. Now, when I was coming up in the business, Daredevil 1 was the comic book, was a later 1964 #1, and there were a lot of copies of it, but to get one in this type of shape, not very easy at all.
Yeah. You know, last time I did a tour video here, which of course you could check out on the channel, I think it's over an hour long. We looked at all the art on the walls. It's just not time to get into it again today. But somebody left a comment that has completely changed the way I look at comic books. And he said, we should celebrate the people that owned these comics originally, that helped them stay in the condition that we get to enjoy them in now.
Yeah.
I mean, think about somebody would have gotten this, you know, on a newsstand, a drugstore back in the day, something like that, and to have kept it so nice for all that time. These were meant for kids, and kids, look what they do with Lego sets. You can't keep a set together for more than 2 weeks before pieces start falling off, and yet a paper product like this to exist in 9.4 condition 60 years later is unbelievable.
It was called disposable entertainment.
Yeah.
You know, so to have this, and by the way, the paper that they used was very, very poor quality, which made it even more difficult. And plus, then you also have to remember that unlike other collectibles, you also have a metal component. You have the two staples. So if those got rusted, if they got water on them, you know, you're talking about disfiguring a book. This book has survived the test of time. It is a knockout copy in 9.4 condition. You even have Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, and then you get to see the cast of characters, Foggy and what's her name?
Karen Page.
Thank you, Karen Page. Yeah.
And just for context, you know me and my context, we've got this stamp on here that says February 6th, 1964. The next day, the Beatles would come to America, February 9th, 1964. So this was stamped 3 days before Beatlemania would
That's
begin.
pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Unbelievable.
Now we got a little bit of double trouble here. We are going to celebrate the Fantastic Four movie with these two Fantastic Four #1s. Now, one of the things I love about Fantastic Four is it's a family, and it's a dysfunctional family. They love each other, but they're constantly arguing and bickering and fighting. I love the movie, the First Steps, FF First Steps. I thought it was really fun, and I love the way they recreated the mole monster in the comic book, from the comic book in the movie. That was really fun. They even had Mole Man in the movie. That was really fun. But this is the book that started off, and actually the first costumed superhero team for the Marvel Universe, for the Silver Age, I should say. It's a thrilling comic book. One of the things that's also really important to note is the Fantastic Four are pelted by cosmic rays, and they get their powers from that. Each one of them has a power of one of the elements. So you have fire, you have earth, and then Mr. Fantastic's water, and Sue Storm's is air.
Wow, I never thought about that.
So these are all elemental characters. It's just adds an extra layer to it, because I never thought about it until I got older. It's like, wait a second. And, you know, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is amazing. Wow. That is so cool.
And never get tired of looking at these covers.
No, that is beautiful.
Unbelievable. Really unbelievable.
Wow. While you're grabbing the next books, I'm gonna hold up this one and just get a thumbnail picture with
Sure,
this.
go ahead.
Too. Actually, you know what? Is Batman still on the bottom here? Yeah, let's do Batman.
You want to do Batman in the? Oh, okay.
Let me know if there's glare on him or anything.
I'm accounting. It's
Usually you can tilt them forward a little bit, and it takes the glare off, but not too far, because then they
That's
go-
my thought.
got it.
I'd really love to own these, but not that way.
All right, let's put these away.
Sure. Oh my goodness.
Pick a card, any card. Here we go.
Oh my god.
This is the first full appearance of Wolverine from 1974, over 50 years old. Wolverine's one of my all-time favorite characters. I love when he says, "I'm the best there is at what I do, but what I do best isn't very nice." That's just a great line. And he is just this angry little Canadian that with these claws, and he just tears through everybody on his berserker rages. And he originally came into the Hulk storyline, where Hulk is fighting this character called Wendigo, which is a mythical character, and he's brought in to try to stop both of them, and it doesn't go so well.
Man, that is so cool.
Yeah. Anybody who collects comic books from the 1970s, this is the Action Comics #1 of the 1970s, the first Wolverine. There's nothing as important from the 70s as the first Wolverine. I mean, you could say the new X-Men, but I want this book. Yeah.
Wow. And the colors on this too. I mean, they're just vibrant red. 9.4 and 9.6. That is unreal.
And we've got probably another half dozen of these on our site on MetropolisComics.com. MetropolisComics.com. Yes, that is where it's at. And
Guys, can you see why I love coming here every time I'm in New York? And like, this is all stuff that in the last video we spent. Well, the video
Hours.
is an hour, but we spent hours going through it.
And we didn't touch
And we
these.
didn't even look
Yeah,
at these.
yeah, yeah.
It's crazy.
And I've got even more super cool rarities to show you. These next two books are different comic books. Each one is very unique and very important in their own right. So let's take a look at these. This is Sensation Comics #1. This is the first cover appearance of Wonder Woman, the second appearance of Wonder Woman. She first appears in a comic book called All-Star Comics #8. So there's a trinity of comic books for the first Wonder Woman. You got All-Star Comics 8, you've got Sensation Comics #1, and then you have Wonder Woman #1. And along with that, on this comic book, you might be looking and going, what is More Fun 73? Why is this an important book? Why is it a six-figure book? And I'm going to tell you why. This has the first appearance of three very important characters in the DC universe. Aquaman, Green Arrow, and Green Arrow's sidekick, Speedy. Plus a really great appearance of Dr. Fate, which is another very, very important character in the DC universe. I love this book. I think this is one of the coolest books to have. I'm a huge Aquaman fan. I grew up by the ocean, so any idea, the idea of being able to talk to fish, oh my God. And that's the power everybody makes fun of. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That's so cool. You can control and talk to sea life.
Yeah, I don't know how we got to the point of making fun of that.
Yeah,
like, you could end the world if you had that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now, something cool about this book as well, that's gotten a lot cooler after this summer. This is also the first appearance of Mr. Terrific.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very, very well said. Yeah, and I thought you were going to jump to, it's got a really cool back cover.
Well, being from Nashville, I would have to agree. This is a pretty darn cool back cover. That is awesome.
This is the first time in history that social media videos about comic books have focused on the back covers.
Hey, it's the first appearance of
We're
back
breaking the
covers.
rules
Yeah,
here,
the first
man.
appearance of
It's
that.
unreal.
Wow.
And not only is it just incredible to hold a piece of history like this, I'm also holding a down payment on a house. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's truly amazing. Wow. Beautiful colors pop, just unbelievable. Wow.
All right.
Was that the whole box?
That was it.
Oh my
That was
gosh.
it. I think we did a good job there.
Yep. Well, the one thing about visiting Metropolis is there's never enough time. It's just always so exciting to come and visit, and I'm always so grateful that you make time, Vincent, to make some appearances here on the channel.
Always my
so
pleasure.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Can't wait for your next visit.
Oh, well, me too. It'll be before too long here. And if you love this video and you can't get enough, I ask two things of you. It's only two. It's very simple. The first is you got to make sure you follow Comic Connect and Metropolis. They're posting all the stuff that they've got. Even Vincent on his pages is always posting cool stuff. So definitely make sure you get connected there. And if you watched this video and thought, Jonathan, this was awesome, but it was just too darn short, there's a whole video from my last visit where we looked at all of the artwork on the walls, everything in the vault, back in the shipping area. I mean, there's just so much to get into that was so unbelievably awesome. I mean, just the coolest stuff on Comic Planet Earth. And it's just always such a privilege and honor to get to come visit. And I can't wait for next time to see what craziness we unearth then.
You're making me blush.
I think that's the studio lights. But, well, thank you so much, Vincent. It is always a pleasure. And until next time, keep collecting.